you are mad. You're mad at Stephen A. You're mad at what's happening in Chicago. You're mad at Donald Trump. You're mad at Pam Bondi. Like, look, I guess you
Well,
have a
no,
right to be mad at
I
all those
think,
people.
Stephen A. is my frat brother. So I'm not. What I don't understand is why he chose Jasmine Crockett. She's a junior congressman woman. She doesn't sit. She's in the minority party. She doesn't chair any committees. So I thought his supplication for constituency. Like, I don't know what Donald Trump how he helps his constituents by going after generals or comedians or rambling on in front of the Navy. I don't know why he didn't go after Jim Jordan, who's been in Congress for 18 years, never written one piece of legislation, or Marjorie Taylor Greene, who has only been the mouthpiece for the president. So I thought that when you are in the opposition party, the only power you have is to oppose and to be loud about it. So the very thing that he was saying she wasn't doing for her constituents is the only lever of power she can pull. So I just thought it was misplaced.
Why would he go after her?
I think I can't speak to his motives, but it does seem that he has found a way to kind of echo a lot of people on the right wing and what they're thinking and saying. So I can't say why he would do it, but I think that his assessment of what she like it's ridiculous to say that working with someone, if you are elected official who's in a minority party, like literally your only power is to oppose the opposition party. That's what they have.
Back to, I want to play this. This is from Stephen A. And then I wanted to get your response. Here it is.
Okay.
Our Jasmine Crockett chooses to express herself. I'm like, is that going to help your district in Texas? Aren't you there to find a way to get stuff done as opposed to just being an impediment to what Trump wants? How much work goes into that?
Before we go any further, let me let you know the Tim Black Wolfpack is dedicated, committed, 10 toes down to reporting the truth, unbiased, and not working for any political party. If that sounds good to you, go to jointimblack.com, become a member of the Tim Black Wolfpack.
I'm just going to go off about Trump, cuss him out every chance I get, say the most derogatory, incendiary things imaginable, and that's my day's work. That ain't work. Work is saying that's the man in power. I know what his agenda is. I'm not exactly in a position to stop him since the Republicans have the Senate and the House. But maybe if I'm willing to work with this man, I might get something out of it for my constituency.
Oh,
because
Lord.
like
Okay.
Joe Manchin said, he's
All
there
right.
to represent.
Enough already.
Or was there for 15
It's such a
I'm good.
now I love Steve. He's my friend, but like I said earlier, it is
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS.
The reason why Stephen A. is going after Jasmine Crockett is because she made herself a target long ago. And I was one of the only people saying it. Her jumping out, calling out Trump all day, every day for over a year. She wanted to be a target. She felt like she arrived when Donald Trump swung back at her ass. And now she is Exhibit A, right out there. Then she went, when she wasn't getting enough leverage out of going after Trump, she started going after the governor of her own state. When could people just say Jasmine Crockett is a liability, that she is a person that's reckless, she says things that are unhelpful just to get notoriety? I expect Jasmine Crockett to not even be in politics more than another couple of years, if that. I expect her to become a talk show host or something like that, or to do a tour, speaking tour. That's what she wants to do. I don't think she even wants to be a legislator. She's even hinted as much. So this thing, you got to defend her. I mean, I get it. You guys are two Democrats, and you're going to defend whoever. DL's acting like he totally is unbiased when, he was a surrogate for Kamala, and so was Jasmine Crockett. So that's why you're acting out surprised. And don't make it seem like I want to defend Stephen A., because I don't. I think Stephen A. does a lot of things for clout. He does a lot of things because he's got his ear to the ground as far as what's going on. He tries to just react off of it so he can benefit. That's his whole point. But isn't that what DL does too? DL only talks about things that can give him leverage on social media. When's the last time DL ever presented something that was new that you didn't already know about? He just chimes into things and sprinkles on some Democratic talking points on top of it. Jasmine Crockett is not some little girl with pigtails, being attacked by the unruly Stephen A. She's a nearly 45-year-old lawyer who's a congressperson, who's a public person, who should be able to take any scrutiny thrown her way. She want to be dancing. Yeah, it's funny. There's no criticism for the dancing meme lady. What was all that about? Doing Kendrick Lamar dances and looking like a damn fool doing the Marvel ready, power up, ready move, whatever that was. That was embarrassing. But, of course, to DL and Don Lemon, it was fine. It needed to be overlooked. Yeah. In fact, I don't even see that much difference between Stephen A. and Jasmine Crockett. Jasmine Crockett, I don't know what she does. A lot of people are asking that question, but I want to focus more so on the Stephen A. and D.L. Hughley controversy. If you guys are friends, why not keep his name out your mouth, DL? Because you're an operative. You are rolling, and rolling is you. You owe most of your notoriety over the last 10 years to your proximity to the Democratic Party, man. If you wasn't kissing Obama's ass, you was kissing Biden's ass. You weren't kissing Biden's ass, you was kissing Kamala's ass. You ain't kissing Kamala's ass, you kissing Jasmine Crockett's ass. I mean, one thing's consistent about D.L. Hughley. He gonna have his nose up some Democrat's ass. That's what he gonna do. You don't know that. Set your watch to that shit. This guy went on a tour explaining how dumb he was because he believed the internet. They said Kamala Harris was locking up black people, which she was. Was it as much as you thought? No. But it was enough. What about all the fire chiefs? Anyway, I don't want to go back there and vote about Kamala Harris. No, I don't mean to do that. This is goofy. It's petty. They just don't want to talk about anything substantive, and that's why the Democrats suck. That's why they're losing. They will continue to lose. And DL is not going to be a part of fixing them. He's not interested in doing that. What he's interested in is the same thing Stephen A. is interested in, getting as much mileage as humanly possible out of the machine. Folks, DL wants to stay in good graces with the machine. Don Lemon, don't even get me started on this guy. This guy right now should have a tell-all book about where all the bodies are buried at CNN. He was at CNN for 20 years, Johnson. The guy has so much money, he don't even know how to spend it, right? He made like $10 million a year. Don Lemon, where's his book? Where's his expose on the corruption behind the scenes in the system? Nothing. Crickets, because he doesn't care about helping the American people. He cares about himself. And as soon as he gets a good enough offer, he will jump right back into the system and do what he's done. Perpetuate the Democratic talking point line. He owes his life, his success, his comfortability, all to the Democratic Party and the way he's played the game. Once again, he has a lot he could say and do. He's done none of it. Neither has Joy Reid. They've done nothing with their notoriety. They both left the matrix. And instead of exposing the matrix for what it is, they want to act like it don't exist.
The bottom line is the Democrats holding up the government being shut down is that the Democrats do not want America's health.
Oops, he just admitted it. Look at Don's face. Look at Don's face. He just said the Democrats holding up the government shutdown. He just admitted it. Well, thank you, DL. Don't clean it up. Keep it there. So they're the ones who shut down the government, right? Right.
Care costs to go. They don't want them to go. They don't want them to be unmanageable. Now, all they can do is say no. The only power they have is to be an impediment, to be loud, to shine a light on things. And it's disingenuous for him to have that conversation. Look at how badly this president talks about somebody, other people.
Yeah.
Look at him get out of it. He was getting deep in the quicksand, wasn't he? He went on and grabbed a limb from a tree above, didn't he? And now Don's like, yeah, get off that shit. Look how quick that was. Because they messed around and started telling the truth. We can't be telling no truth. Look at this again if you missed it.
All they can do is say no. The only power they have is to be an impediment, to be loud, to shine a light on things. And it's disingenuous for him to have that conversation. Look at how badly this president talks about somebody.
Look at that. Now he's moving back on to Trump. I'm telling you, man, whenever you ask a Democratic question, the answer is Trump. I don't give a shit what it is. What should we do in Gaza? Somehow it's going to get back to Trump's fault. Trump. What about the government shutdown? Trump. Everything is Trump, 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 Trump. Some things are Trump, but not everything can't be Trump.
Other people.
Yeah.
And you say nothing about that. Look at the things he says about people. You tried to use the power and weight of the presidency to get people you didn't like to lose their jobs. And got angry when they got them back. And this is what you come up with? Like we have, your farmers that voted for you and supported you can't sell soybeans, and you're worried about Bad Bunny, and you're worried about Rosie O'Donnell, and you're worried about game show hosts.
Why do I look at it the other way? I look at it like, why are you guys focused on Bad Bunny and fucking Kimmel and game show hosts? That's you. That's you made that a thing. He didn't make that a thing. Y'all made that a thing. Who gives a shit what happens to Jimmy Kimmel? And word is, his ratings went right back in the toilet after the motion and the ocean went away. Yeah, after the waves receded back into the ocean, so did interest in his damn show. It went back to the viewership, low numbers that they were before. But now, my thing is, if all these things are going on, we got farmers that can't plant. We got issues of poverty, underemployment, people that need real jobs end up driving Uber and Instacart. Not because they want to for a little side money, but that ends up being their regular job, putting all that wear and tear on their vehicles for a few bucks under the guise that they're going to be entrepreneurs. So a lot of them got suckered into taking illegal payday loans, and now they're really screwed. Like, there's a lot to talk about. We can have these conversations, but now we got D.L. Hughley. He is making it seem like Trump is the one making other people the focal point, when it's the fucking Democrats that made Jimmy Kimmel losing his job a focal point. I mean, no one cared. Every issue that D.L. just cited that he says a problem, he's commented on and fed the algorithm for. So whatever Trump's doing, if you don't play into it, then it doesn't work. But greed takes over. Greed takes over, power takes over, and people's self-advancement takes over. And that's what's happened with Stephen A. Smith and with Jasmine Crockett. I mean, folks, they're both playing the same game. And so is D.L. Hughley. They're all playing the media game, the attention game. I'm even playing it. I'm doing a show in front of you guys, right? Whose fault is it? All our fault, to a certain extent. But what are they in it for? What is D.L. Hughley's mission? To help Democrats get elected and keep a check. In fact, I'd say his true ambition is to keep a check, not even to get people elected. I can tell you what my ambition is. My ambition is to get black people to stop voting for the Democratic Party without getting something for our vote. That's my mission. I'm like, black people, we need to stop doing that. That's important to my family, to my friends, to my legacy. That's what I'm willing to go on the line for. Because I'm tired of us getting used by this party and seeing nothing come out of it. I've been around it long enough to see what they've been doing. They've been running the same game, the hustle game on Black America, and I want to be a part of ending that. That's not what DL's on. DL's not doing this for some overarching idea that he's trying to fix something, that he's trying to be a part. He's just a part of the noise. And so is Stephen A. Does Stephen A. have a mission? What's his mission? This is important, guys. When you look at these people, what are their missions? And that's why Stephen A. jumps all around the board, because his only mission is to put himself in a better position that benefits him. And I will not deny that. Unlike DL, I could say that. Stephen A is out for Stephen A. The shit is obvious. So is D.L. Hughley. And so is Jasmine Crockett. So is Jasmine Crockett. And you can say that without it being bashing and not liking black women and being misogynist or any of those. It's just what it is. She is not Fannie Lou Hamer fighting to help black people get rights and get off sharecropping. She ain't doing that. She's not fighting for anything like that. She says black a lot when pressed, when she needs to fight back from scrutiny and any type of people criticizing or questioning her, she uses it. But she ain't fighting for black people like that. We know the difference, don't we? She's not Asada Shakur. Come on. She's just somebody who throws black in it into her rhetoric for effect. And that to me is unscrupulous as hell.
I mean, late night host. So there's a whole lot of people. If we're going to argue the efficacy of Congress, I think Stephen A. has more. I think Congress isn't representing its constituents. I think they're not. But it's a whole bunch of people before you get to Jasmine Crockett.
Yeah.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
I think we got it. He said, if you want to question Congress, it's a lot of other people that you need to question before Jasmine Crockett. Man, fam, look, it's not just Jasmine Crockett. I've been talking about Jim Clyburn, Cory Booker. Like, people that watch my show know I've been going in on a lot of people for a long time, way before I even knew who Crockett was. Crockett's only a focal point because Crockett wanted to be a focal point. She wanted to be the Cardi B. She wanted to be Cardi B. No, she wanted to be Beyonce of the Democratic Party. And what does she get from that? No committee chair positions. No big legislation with her name on it. What has she really done, Johnson? What? Make a lot of appearances and go on Kimmel a lot and go on Colbert. That's it. That's all. Get a speaking thing at Kamala's, at Kamala's, whatever that was, under her campaign or whatever. That's what she did. If it wasn't for that, you wouldn't know who she is. Remember Chantel Brown in Ohio? She's a congressperson too. When was the last time you heard from Chantel? She black. She cute. When's the last time you heard from her? I'm not saying she got a whole lot to say. She was out here beatboxing and rapping and shit to try to get in Congress. But all I'm saying is, what's the difference? What separates them? One of them has gotten attention by going after Trump. Somehow she's an insider in the Democratic Party, which afforded her more opportunity, more screen time. She used it to go after Trump to make a name for herself. Did her best sister girl routine. And there's a lot of people that said, ooh, this is what we want black women to do. Play into stereotypes of how black people behave. Perfect. We know what to do with this. Turn up the volume and watch her get loud. We already know. We seen Big Mama's House. We seen Tyler Perry play Medea. We seen, Martin, Big Mama's. We seen Eddie Murphy play the Clumps. We know what to do with this. This is perfect. This ain't nothing but Aunt Esther 2025 edition. That's what it is. And America knows what to do with it. The Democrats know what to do with it. And they're doing what they do with it. Problem is, when shit goes sideways, ain't nobody gonna be there to help her ass. And that's what I've been sounding the alarm about, because I see it coming. And they try to deal with the gerrymandering and trying to get her out of her district. It ain't over. Within the next 6 months, this keeps up, within the next 6 months to 12 months, they're going to have a case on Jasmine Crockett. And you know who's going to be there for? Nobody. Mark my words. Between the next 6 months and the next 12 months, there's going to be a case on Jasmine Crockett. They will have found something. She hasn't dotted and I crossed the T on some type of financial statement or something that she did, and they're going to put her under investigation. Mark my words. That's what's going to happen. Because when you poke the bear, you get the claws. That's what happens. And Roland ain't gonna help her. Ain't nobody gonna help her. They all gonna feign. Why they do this to a sister? They did it because she's black. There's a lot of black women in Congress and nobody even mentioned it. Shontel Brown, I just mentioned her. When was the last time Trump made a comment about her? She black. Her mama black. So stop saying it. It's because y'all all have agreed to play the game of going after publicity. And once you enter the game, you can't control what happens at that point. And that's my diss. That's my beef with DL and Don. They act like it's not a game that they're all agreeing to play. That's what Stephen A. He's playing a game. He agreed to play the game. He's playing a game. Van Lathan, playing a game. Van Jones, playing a game. Anybody named Van is playing a game. They all are playing the game. That's what they're doing. Let's stop being kids about this shit. Y'all really think Van Jones is that emotional? Really? Jesus Christ, Johnson. Like, you know, we all thought Michael Jackson was the most timid person in the world. Then you hear the guy had a humongous sense of humor. And then when you hear him talk off without the vocals, when he's not in Michael Jackson voice, you sound more like Prince. Yeah, what's going on, y'all? He was down there with Jeffrey Osborne. What's going on? How y'all doing, man? What's going on? What the fuck? Did y'all hear Michael Jackson when he wasn't in character? Hey, what's going on, guys? What's happening? Sound like Bill Duke.